For more Liquid Lunch, head over to YouTube, do a search for Liquid Lunch TV, and hit that subscribe button.
Welcome back. As you know, at the end of the show every day, I pour myself a drink. Sometimes I pour Frankie a drink, but you're watching Liquid Lunch, where we actually have a liquid lunch. And now I go so fast when I'm energized. I make mistakes. I exaggerate things once in a while. And this guy comes in at the end to keep everything straight and corrects all my errors, and I have a drink and laugh at him.
Not too many errors today, actually, John.
Excellent.
Thankfully, you've been on your A game. One omission that we want to correct as a show is we want to wish a very happy birthday to Jeffrey Tambor. Speaking of people that have been accused of sexual misconduct, Jeffrey Tambor, you may know from the show Transformed. You may know him as the dad on Arrested Development. You may know him as the dad in The Hangover, or as my favorite role where he plays Hank on the Larry Sanders Show. Hey now, I have a special place in my heart for anybody that plays a sidekick on TV, and a very special happy birthday as well to Kevin Bacon. And a lot of you have been asking, is it possible to connect John Tobacco, the host of this program, to Kevin Bacon? Answer, of course it is. John Tobacco was on the Newsmax original series, What's the Deal, with Roger Stone, who was played by James Woods in the movie Citizen Cone, who was in the movie Casino with Robert De Niro, who was in Sleepers with Kevin Bacon.
So I'm only 4 degrees
That's
from
right.
Kevin Bacon.
That's
I'm
right.
not even 6 degrees.
That's
All right,
right.
I'm moving up in the world.
You're practically a Bacon brother.
I might be in A Few Good Men Part 2.
The only 3 quick errors we're going to correct today are, 1, John announced that New Balance was releasing a theoretical shoe designed by Scott Lebedo. That is, of course, not the case. And John also claimed that in the U.S. Virgin Islands there are no laws. Now, make no mistake, if you are a resident of the U.S. Virgin Islands, you are bound by the laws of a particular country, that country being America. We're the U.S. in the U.S. Virgin Islands. You are bound by American law. And one correction comes from our British makeup artist, Sarah, who informs us that we shouldn't be referring to the sport where they kick as soccer. It is actually known as football.
Okay.
But
I said jurisdiction because while I know they're bound by the laws of the United States of America, Jeffrey Epstein's not even bound by the laws of America when he's in Florida.
Fair enough.
God forbid a billionaire has an island where, you know, someone would actually enforce the laws in the Virgin Islands.
Point taken. Point taken. Something tells me he didn't make his billions in the hot dog business, but that is precisely the question of the day that Aliana Macho Camacho took to the streets of New York this Independence Day weekend. Is the Frank a sandwich?
Let's go get a hot dog. Hey guys, it's Aliana from Liquid Lunch, and today we have our question of the day, and also our dear friend / technical director Rose over here, and the sun, and a hot dog. Our question for today is a hot dog considered a sandwich? No. Whoa!
No.
No, why not?
I think so.
You think so?
Because a hot dog is a hot dog, but a sandwich can consist of many things.
One side is sealed bread. Sandwich are 2 separate bread.
How many hot dogs do you think Americans consume during July 4th?
Millions.
250 million. That's kind of close.
In my house, the United States of my house, probably 50 hot dogs a week.
Wow!
In an actuality, our research department, John, informs us there are $150 million worth of hot dogs sold in this country each year. That's a lot of
on the
Franks.
4th of July, and it's the day where the most beer is consumed. And quite frankly, I'd like to go to that guy's house where they're eating 50 hot dogs a week. How many people live it? And how many did we had the big Nathan's eating contest? We had Michelle Lesko on. How did she wind up doing?
She finished second. She was about 6 HDB behind the winner, Mickey Sudo. But they're both great competitors, and it's a shame that ESPN chooses to still not put this contest live on TV, where they treat these women as second-class citizens. ESPN might learn a thing or two about equal protection.
So they got the women's soccer game on, of course. They have the Scripps Spelling Bee on as a sport. And now Peter King from ESPN is mouthing off about how hot dog eaters shouldn't be athletes. They got to train. They got to keep themselves conditioned. They got to train their muscles. They're athletes just as much as somebody who plays curling is an athlete. I mean, they're competitive eaters. Give him a little credit, Peter King, and maybe lay off the hot dogs yourself. How about that?
Well, look, Peter King, his career has been...
He's been a great congressman.
He has, that's for sure.
I mean, you know, and if that's the one we're talking about, I got them confused sometimes.
We're jesting, of course.
I know Peter King is not the guy who was complaining about the hot dogs. He's a great congressman. You're watching Liquid Lunch. We're starting our 8th week. We've almost made 2 months. Everything is going great. We hope you'll be there again for us tomorrow. We'll bring you another terrific Tuesday. Stay tuned. Same bat time tomorrow.